Hey guys, today I want to talk about Condor Airlines. This is a Condor Airlines review. I recently went to Rome for the conclave, definitely watched the recap video, and I flew this brand new airline I had never heard of. So I saw it was budget friendly. I found an amazing deal, $560 flight from Miami with a connection in Frankfurt, but to arrive on the day the conclave started. I just couldn't resist and I clicked book. Of course, my husband supported it. I asked him about it so we could plan accordingly, and I just went. To my surprise, Condor Airlines ended up being fantastic, and I'm gonna share with you everything here. You're gonna get a glimpse of what my seat looked like. Condor Airlines partners with SeatBoost app, and essentially it's an app where you can do a bid. You can bid, it's an auction to upgrade to premium economy. Because remember, I got the basic package that didn't even have luggage. So the luggage actually isn't that bad. It's only $35 one way, so $70 total. Even with $560 plus $70, that's still a great deal since it was right in the middle of the conclave. Now, let's talk about, before I get into all the details of my experience of the auction, the SeatBoost app, how much the upgrade costs, and the flight itself, let's talk a little bit about how can you find the best flights to Europe. I generally will fly cheap because I am not one of those miles card people yet. I am learning. So we like to spend our money on food and experiences. Usually with hotels, that's why I say I'm mid-budget. Usually we love finding flights under $600. And our whole trip to Italy, now I've been 14 times, started with us finding a $450 flight back like 8 years ago. So that was the cheapest I've ever found. Later, before COVID, we could find under $600. Now after COVID, that has become a little bit different. I also usually fly in shoulder season, meaning October, September, and even in the winter, even November and December. So we're not talking about high season like in the summer, but that's why I really like finding this flight, because technically May, and with the Pope passing and the new conclave, this was a great deal. Now, the first thing I do when looking for flights for Europe is I go to flights.google.com. So there's two things you could do here. You could have your set airports. I could be Miami, Rome, and yes, Miami's further away from me, but it's such an easy train ride and the prices are way better for Miami, and usually there's direct flights in shoulder season, and it's just better that way. So I have a whole game plan already about how I get to Miami. It's a train ride that takes you right into the airport. So when considering flights to Europe, you want to look at which airports by you have the better price, better deals, and if it's worth it. Because if it's gonna cost a lot of money to go to another airport, it might not be worth it down the line. But it's always good for you to compare airport to airport as far as prices. So let's say I wanna go to Rome and I check that out. What happens sometimes when I do that, if I see that the price is way too much or the flight is just like too long to get there, I will leave it open-ended in Google Flights and I will just put Miami to Europe. Then I look over the map and I look more or less the months I want to go, and I'll see, is there a really cheap flight to London? And then I could do a domestic flight from London to Rome, and I might be able to save money that way. So I went to Google Flights just out of whim, and I see this $560 flight, and it's Condor Airlines. I'm like, who is Condor Airlines? I've never heard of this airline. It looks like it's low budget. Is it gonna be like the Spirit? Is it gonna suck? I don't know. But I ended up looking at a few videos, things looked fine, and I clicked book, and I'm so glad I did. So let's do a little preview of my arrival at the airport, learning about the SeatBoost app, and more.
True story, I just realized my shirt was not inside out, but backwards. And I've been walking around the Miami airport. Staff in Miami airport, they're very nice, but this airport is disastrous. The bathrooms are gross. It is so hot. Even the TSA line is like, what the heck? I'm like, Miami, do better. You're so known in the whole world. Why can't you just get a better airport? And the whole cart thing, like charging for carts in America, is so not needed. Like in Brazil, it's free. In Europe, it's free. Like, help a sister out. You know what I'm saying? So we bypassed the counter because I already had the boarding pass for this Condor Airlines flight. So I'm still worried about some of the items here. We'll see how friendly this staff is. I saw online that they're supposed to be really friendly, but we'll see. Okay, guys, so I'm using, it's the what's it called? SeatBoost app. So I put an upgrade to upgrade premium economy. So it's 101, the bidding right now. And you can do it at the counter, but they say it's more. So we'll see. I don't think if they're going to counter, I don't think I'm going to do it because I did bring gifts for the flight attendants, which is something that I always do. But I'm not sure. But I really think the flight is not that full. So that's always a great sign.
So I was nervous about flying Condor Airlines, to be honest. And also I had purchased the bag, but I didn't see the bag on my ticket. So I ended up getting to their WhatsApp customer service just to make sure. Then there was something kind of weird where they wanted me to also check into the connecting flight, which has never happened before, but that was not needed. So I got into their customer service. They confirmed that my flight was okay, that I had the bag, etc. One note is if you purchase the bag separately, your carry-on bag is only 8 kilos. So I was very nervous about that. And I packed super light. This was the lightest I've ever packed, but I was nervous because I didn't know how strict they would be. They ended up not even, well, when I got there, I didn't have to go to the counter because I already had my ticket. So I was nervous about the bag situation. And so I didn't even go to the counter. I went straight. I had my boarding pass via email. I went straight in and I was still a little skeptical and nervous. So I had seen this email that showed the Seat Booster app. So I went to look this up and I found a great review of another YouTuber here, but he had said that he didn't have such a great experience, or he thought it might be more expensive. I even commented and asked, like, should I wait and go to the airport and check for the upgraded price at the airport, or should I use this app? So he said wait and go. So even though I got the email with the Seat Booster app prompting me to, enter this auction to upgrade to premium economy, I didn't do it until I actually got to the airport and they announced it, because it looked like not a lot of people were doing it, or there was more room than expected. So I asked the girl about it. I did it. It was 103 or 101, actually $101. And I'm like, for over 9-hour flight for premium economy, yes, I think that's a good deal. So it's 5 inches more in premium economy. It's kind of unlimited drinks. You have your food, you get a check bag. So then if I did go over the 8 kilo bags, because I also read that they said it needed to be 8 kilos total, or also with your personal bag. And my personal book bag has my camera, my laptop. It is heavy. So I didn't want to take that risk of having to pay some high fee. And I just thought that was a great price for me to arrive. And I knew I was going to arrive in Rome. I already had to go to the Vatican. And I would just be way more rested if I had a better flight. But I did not want to get into a bidding war. If they were going to be like, oh, you have to increase your bid, I was going to drop out and just be like, suck it up. But I didn't have to, and I got it. As you could see here, my name was first. They show you this board. They do tempt you with trying to increase the bid at the bottom. So I was able to do it on my way there, and I was able to do it on my way back. Now, on my way to Rome, and remember you stop in Germany, I did not ask how much the seat would be, but on the way back, I found out. On the way back, it was 83 actually. They had 14 seats available, but they say they have no control over what the app is going to do or what the app is going to choose, right? You don't choose your seat. So I did get a middle seat when I went, but it's so spacious that it was totally fine and totally worth it. On the way back, it was 83, which was great, but they started announcing at the airport that they had premium seats available and that it was 50% off. So I was like, oh, I wonder how much it's going to be. So I went to check, but I already had entered my bid. I already had one, etc. And one thing that's important is don't go inside. On my way back, there was this other area where you had to scan again. So I was like, I'm bidding this thing and I'm waiting. She's like, don't go through here. Don't go through the gate yet. This gate was a second gate right next to where you enter your plane. So usually you won't see that in the US. It's more of like in Europe, like Madrid has that, etc. So I went to ask and it was 90, the half off price was 99 euros. That means they usually charge 200 for premium economy upgrade. So now let's check how premium economy looked, how was my flight, how was the food, and all that jazz.